everyone, my name's Helen, I'm the Dilly Stitcher, my pronouns are she, her. It is Thursday the 31st of August today. I'm in a rush because busy, so hopefully this won't be too long. I won't promise anything. Let's pull a tarot card as we usually do. Last video we pulled the 8 of Cups, which was about leaving stuff behind that you've created. And you know what? I probably should have listened to that tarot card because, well, you'll see. But seems like the cards have been kinder to us this week because we got the Ace of Pentacles, which is, I love this card. It's such a happy card for me. So Pentacles are all about material possessions, usually about finances, maybe stuff to do with your career, your job. And the Ace is like the start of this wonderful journey that we're going to be on. Look at that hand. It's just offering you everything. So new opportunities, maybe a new job, maybe new financial prospects, a new direction for your finances, usually good. So that sounds good to me. Let's put it up here. See what energy we can get from that. So, have a drink. So, kind of a lot to talk about this week. I haven't written down what I'm loving, but I've done my hair and my makeup. I don't usually look like this if you're tuning in for the first time. I had to take my passport pictures today. So I had to look not semi-decent, because I mean, like, nobody looks good on their passport pictures, but I'd given myself a fighting chance with some, like, eye makeup that I don't maybe look like a ghost too much. So yeah, I'm not very good at it. I've done an eye shadow situation and a blush. I did have some lipstick on, but it's gone. But no, I don't wear makeup on a regular basis. I think the last time I wore makeup was our wedding anniversary vow renewal thing. I think that was the last time. That was in June. But I'm liking it. I'm gonna go wash it off after this. Anyway. Cross stitch. That's what y'all here for. I had a finish. I finished my Moon Tarot. This is from Ali at Misfit Stitches. Her design company is Light of the Moon Studios. Sorry, Ali, I forgot what you'd called your design company. But yeah, this is my Moon Tarot. This is on a 28 count, maybe 32 count. Probably 32 count. Sparkling silver, I think. It's just Vigar, it's just one of the printed ones, so there's nothing on the back, just these sparkly bits on the front. And I've done it in satin from DMC. I think it's the really slippery, I think is it nylon? And then some Krynic? Something? Oh, maybe Diamant. Silver Diamant for the moon and his little cheek. I think on Ali's original design it's like orange, but for this I made it all like whites and silvers. Haven't FFO'd it yet because I think I want to do it in some kind of little flat fold or just something. I want to make it into like a tarot card. And, you know, because it's about the same size. But I don't know how the heck I'm going to do that. So it's just going to stay in the to be FFO pile for a while. But that was a finish. That was really fun. Thank you, Ali, for that pattern. I can't wait for you to do more. Whips. So, what did I say that, I'm going to do this thing, hopefully I'm going to carry it on, where I like look at what I said I was going to stitch on the last video and see what I actually stitched on, because I make plans for myself and then I don't, shush, then I don't follow through always, so we'll see. So my plans were ink circles, which I did, but I thought it was like the beginning of September to send, but it's the end of September, so I didn't have to finish it. But I did get quite a lot done, and I got, did I tell you that I got the last two things? I don't think I told you, but I was waiting for two more of the threads, and they came in eventually. So this is where I'm up to. Yeah, because I needed this, I think this is hickory sticks. It's all classic colourworks. So this is the middle. So I don't know how far I am through it. Maybe just under halfway through. But yeah, this comes to the middle, and I don't know if I was explaining last week, but this is this line through this stem, that's like the middle of the pattern, because I'm doing this for the first most magnificent ink circles round robin. So there is 4 of us in a group, and we are stitching 1/4 of an ink circle and then passing it on to the next person, and they stitch 1/4. So we will all stitch 1/4 of 4 patterns, and then eventually you get the pattern that you want finished without having to stitch 4 things at the same time. Does that make sense? Don't know. Anyway, so the thing is, you cut it into 4 pieces, but mine, the midpoint is like through that stitch, so I just stitched the stitch, and then there was like 2 extra stitches of this colour, and it just made sense for me to finish it while I had that colour, rather than leave it for the next person just to do 2 stitches of that colour in that place. I hope that's okay, because that's what I'm doing. But yeah, really loving this, really loving the pattern, loving the colours and the fabric. I can't wait for this to be done. I'm trying to think of where to put it when I'm finished. But yeah, this is it's a 32 count Lucan. It's a linen cotton blend, so I don't know which way it goes, but the warp is a cotton thread and the weft is a linen thread. So it gives it this really rustic feel, and it's just beautiful to stitch with. I really like it. I've got tons of it. It's so soft. It's really even. I really like it. So yeah, that's my progress on that. Very happy with that. So that'll go back in there. Next thing I was planning to stitch on was Singer Sampler. And hopefully by the title of this video you've understood that this is not gone to plan. So, if you've been here before, you know I have beef with this pattern anyway. I colour converted it completely to kind of the rainbow type thing that people do, but then I've used my own colours in the other places anyway. So last time I stitched on it, I'd had a fight with the deer in the doe deer. There is a tiny little fly flying around. Sorry if you can see that. So I'd stitched like nearly all of it, and then I realised that it was in the wrong place, so then I ripped it out and then I put it away. And then I got it out again and stitched the deer. And did I stitch the deer? Or was this time? I stitched the deer and it went well, so I was like, oh, this is, you know, we're over that. We're over the curseness of this project. So I stitched the deer. I think you can still kind of see the ghost of where it was before. And I need to figure out what colour to do the words in. So I've done all the do re mi in the rainbow colours, but I don't know whether to use the same red or like a pastel-y or a faded version of red to do the words in, or like a completely different colour. Like Kaylee cross stitch, she did hers in just black, so the rainbow colour, but I think she did like a different rainbow based on like the actual instruments that she uses in when she taught elementary, I think. But then used black for a doe, a female deer was in black. But I don't think I want to do black. I don't know what I want to do, so I'm stitching the rest of the pieces and then coming back and seeing what I want to do, because then the when you know the notes to sing goes right underneath. And I don't know what colour I want to do those in. So I was quite happily stitching on the deer. And then I was like, oh, this is great. Let me go onto the ray and put those bits in and then I figure out what colour I want to do those words in. And I was stitching the sky around the clouds, and I realised that I'd made a terrible mistake. And as I realised this, I was sat over there in my chair that I sit in when I'm stitching up here, and I just thought I would live react to what was going on. So I will insert some footage here of a cross stitcher losing her mind. Oh, and I should put a trigger warning because I do swear. I want to scream. I'm gonna have to UFO this project. This is one stitch too short, this border. So I'm stitching the sky and it doesn't fit. Oh. Can I squish it in? I have to squish the writing up. I could like squish everything up that way. And then I'm gonna have to squish all of the writing up along the bottom when I do that. Oh, fuck, I just did this fucking deer again. Why is this so fucking difficult? I spent so long. Changing, doing a colour conversion. Because I've done all of that. So I can't, there's no way I can pick that up and unpick it and restitch it just for one stitch here. It's a cursed project. I think this is the same fabric that I'm doing the Sleeping Bee on as well, that I've like cut it too close to the top, so that's cursed as well. So I think it's cursed fabric. I think that's what we're dealing with here. I think we need an exorcism of the fabric. I'm just I want to throw it in the bin. I don't want to throw it in the bin. It's so much stitching and it's so lovely. But like I can't even. I've done the dough and I colored, like I changed all the grass. This is terrible lighting because I'm doing this in real time. Like I changed all the colors of the flowers and everything, and I've decided I'm not doing the little doodads because they don't show up on everything, and I haven't picked what color I'm gonna do the words. Do I do it in the red, orange, yellow, or do I choose a different color, and then what color am I gonna do the words on the bottom? Like there's just so much mental stuff going on with something that's supposed to be a hobby. Because then I have to remember. You have to like count the rest of it to make sure I'm not. It's so hard counting when you know that you've miscounted to then count again. I'm gonna need someone to verify. I could. So A and drop off is fine. That's like far enough away. I'd have to squidge in golden. Right, I have to squish in all of that. Maybe, oh, okay, maybe I could, okay, Helen, calm down. If I just slice off this end bit and budge it up, like these little, this line of stitching up here, I could just cut off, and then sun would be in the right place. This stitch is difficult because then the rest of that would be in the right place. I can't squish up the cloud because the cloud is going to look weird. See, my issue is with the golden. This needs to be like squished over here. This is terrible, but this is like real time. I told you I was mad at this project. Why did you let me stitch on it? Nick, this is your fault because you've already finished it and I was jealous and I needed to stitch on it. It's not your fault. I'm sure you're laughing at me. I need to put it down and step away. I need to get my husband to count the rest of them and make sure the rest of them are correctly spaced. If I squidge up that no a little bit, if I write a note for me to say squidge up the no when you do that, then that will fit and that won't look too bad. If the rest of them are right. I can't think about it anymore. I need to step away, get my husband to count. Mine can't be trusted. I'm gonna go scream into my pillow. So yeah, that was about 10 minutes of me contemplating my life at that point. I think I hopefully sped it up in little places for you, but hopefully you got the gist of where my mind was at that point. So we've my husband and I have double counted the rest of the stitches, and hopefully they are all in the right place. I've been through the rest of the patterns, and what I was thinking there of the N in the golden, I would have to lose the little bit on the end, but I think that's okay because elsewhere in the pattern there are other ends that don't have the bit, so I think it'll be okay. So that's just what I'm going to do. But yes, this is a cursed project. It's going away because it's back in the naughty corner. But yeah. Like I hope that that live react resonated with you somehow. So that was all my plans from last video. So we've sort of maybe hit that. So the other things that I worked on, so after the debacle of that, I needed some soothing stitching. So after my husband helped me count, he helped me pick out another project, and looking at my board and what was like available to me, I picked up my chatelaine, and I worked on this not too long ago, but it was soothing stitching. So this is, woo, it's a big boy. This is Amazing Lavender Garden Kaleidoscope by Chatelaine. And I hit the other side, and look at that. Look for space on how much. This is a 17 by 17 key snap, and it's just gonna fit, which I'm very proud about. I had measured it, but you know, until you actually stitch the thing, you don't know if it's gonna fit. So I was working over here and finished. This was kind of like page 8, and if you know Chatelaine, you know Chatelaine just give you one page, and if you want to stitch from that one page, then all the power to you. But I have blown it up and split it into several pages. So I did start in the middle, as you're kind of supposed to with Chatelaine, but I didn't. I was kind of bored of stitching one of these and one of these and then one of these and one of these. So I wanted to like kind of go from top to bottom. So it gave me some kind of gap in what I was stitching. So yeah, you can see kind of this line is where the page ends. And obviously I like bring it down when it needs to, but that is finished. So next time I will come back over here and start, I think it goes like down here or something. So I'll go right through the center. So I think I'm at like over halfway, if you kind of count this stuff. I'm just doing the stitching at the minute. I'll go back and bead at the end. But this is on a 32 count pearl grey, I think it is. It just says Vigart. It's everything's kind of washing out a bit. Yeah, these purples are like a lot deeper in real life. And I really can't wait to go back and bead it. Because I've printed off all these pages and I'm highlighting as I go, and I just leave the beaded bits unhighlighted so I can use the same thing and go back and highlight the beads as I go. But yeah, I'll give you some close up. I can't see. Let me see if I can see. So awkward. But yeah. So, although, you know, chatelaines are supposedly, you know, difficult, or they're supposed to be challenging, supposed to be for season stitches, I find them really calming, which is why I chose it after the debacle with Singer Sampler. So yeah, I had a good couple of days working on that, and I was really glad to have a page finish and then put it away. So yeah, let me show you. Obviously I keep my chatelaine on a 17 by 17 Q-snap, and I don't have to take it off because the Q-snap's not squishing any of the stitches, so I just keep it in a pillowcase, and then all the stuff for it I keep in one of these project bags. But so this will be the next page that I work on, and I'm going to show you this. Don't press pause and do a screenshot, because it's just like a tiny part of the pattern, so it'll be useless anyway. But just to give you an idea, this is kind of what I do. So you see this is number 9 of the pages, and then like I've done these stitches and all the beads are numbers rather than symbols, so I know that I just leave those off, and then I'll come back and fill those in as I bead. But yeah, and like I do my own where it's overlapped, because I've blown it up so big to see it, that it's overlapped on some other things. So yeah, some people keep it on a PDF and mark it off on the tablet or whatever, but I do love a paper and a highlighter. There were some I mean, a lot of the chatelaines do have mistakes in the patterns, whether it's to do with the actual pattern and the symbols or whatever, or in my case in the instructions. So I was going through and I was like, I'm halfway through and I've not used this thread yet. Where is the thread? So there is, if you're stitching a chatelaine or you're thinking of stitching a chatelaine, there is a chatelaine support group on Facebook, which is really good, because this is where I put my question to everybody of where this thread should be used, and some lovely people on there answer my questions. So found out that in my instructions it says that some of the back stitching should be in one colour, which I have done, and not this colour that is called for. So I won't be using that colour at all in the pattern, which is kind of a waste, because you buy the whole or you can buy the whole kit from European Cross Stitch Company, which I did. So yes, it's supposed to be used, but my instructions say different, and there is one colour that is not used at all. So I paid for like a whole skein of Karen water lilies that I won't use. I mean, they'll go in my stash and I will use it eventually, but you know, that's another £6 or whatever that could have been saved. There is addendums, can't remember what they call them. They're quite hard to find. It's not like on the front page, because obviously the designer of Chatelaine sadly passed away and it's her daughter that's taken over the company. She's not designing anymore, but still like facilitating the sale of these patterns. But yeah, the corrections are not kind of easy to find, but there are some corrections on the Chatelaine Gallery website, which is a separate website, and then there are corrections on the main Chatelaine website where you buy the patterns. So I would check those before you start stitching, or while you're stitching if you haven't checked them before. Or yeah, just post in the, or look through the Facebook group, because everybody was lovely to help, and because it's not easy doing these when there's so much going on and lots of threads and beads that people might not have used readily. There's a lot of support, and it's all really nice as far as Facebook groups go. So yeah, so the other thing that I worked on just in the last couple of days, because I put my Singer Sampler away up here, so I need something up here. So I just got my Prim Animals out, because it's just block stitching. So this is, who's this? Linen? Miss Lynette Linen. These are a quartet of animals in dresses, by, I'm terrible with names today. The Primitive Hare. Yeah, this is Lynette Linen. I changed all the colours for them. So I think the dress in the orange was about here, so I've added all of this orange up here. So now it looks like she's wearing an actual dress rather than just a big square with feet. So yeah, not a lot, but a little bit. And I love how stripy it is. It's gorgeous. Yeah. So this was a 28 count? Can't remember. You know when I say these things and I don't know, my Notion link is below, and you can check what I'm actually using. Don't listen to me. Just go check the Notion. So whatever count linen it is, it's just coffee dyed by me, and then to get the kind of brownish colour, and then I just laid it flat and sprinkled just instant coffee granules on the top and let it sink in to get this kind of mottled effect, and I really like it. I'll definitely do that again. So yeah, that's her. I love it. And this is a little hoop that she's holding because she's linen, so it's, I'll put some embroidery, like lazy daisies, or those roses that you can do. I'm not sure. There'll be something in there, like as if she's stitched on her hoop. But yes, that was that. So that was all I stitched on. I know it was a lot, especially the drama. The only haul I got was my Fabric of the Month Club from Patchwork Rabbit, from Fibre on a Whim. Fibre on a Whim fabric through Patchwork Rabbit. and I get 36 count fat eighth, and this is cappuccino. Very nice, very pretty, neutral. Very nice, like it. It smells okay. Doesn't really smell of anything. But yes, that was that. I do like Fibre on a Whim. I haven't stitched on any of them yet. I've got 3 of them now. So yes, that was... No, I think I've got any other haul. I'm trying to be really good because I'm not on a no buy because I got my fabric of the month and my Patreon stuff. I'm just trying to be good. Like, I've got a little shopping list in my Notion as well. I just keep track of stuff that I need. Like, I filled up my chatelaine bobbins, like my DMC ones, and I've like run out of a DMC in my master one, so I've just put a note that I need to buy some the next time I'm going to do an order. I'm not going to do an order specifically for a 80p skein of yarn. Yarn? Cotton. Why was it saying yarn? So plans. Let's have a look. See what trouble I can get into the next couple of weeks. So I've worked on all my fancy ladies, so that if you don't know, this is my little planner board. These are all my whips, and if I turn them upside down and move them across, it means I worked on them. So I like to work on them all before I go back and work on ones that I've already worked on. So I'm gonna have to keep ink circles out because I'm definitely gonna have to finish that. I'd like to finish it before maybe in the next 2 weeks, just so I know that I'm ready, and if anything comes up, that I've got another 2 weeks grace kind of period. But let's choose another 2 for if we get bored. So for my downstairs one, let's work on some full coverage. Don't think I've got much planned in the next month. A couple of little things, but nothing too, it's not gonna be too busy. So I can work on my 2 Moe ones. So I've got my Moe Imperial, so I'll keep that out. And then next time I'll be able to get my White Star out because I like to work on those kind of simultaneously, so they will be finished around the same time. Oh, Sleeping Bee, because it's September tomorrow, isn't it? So Amy and I started Sleeping Bee a year ago, so I should get Sleeping Bee out. That's what I was going to do. Even though it's going to annoy me, there might be some more live reactions coming. And then I've got tiny paintings here in my small, so I'm gonna take that out and put it on my desk for downtimes at work. Yeah, because I'd like to finish another tiny painting. So yeah, Moe Imperial, Sleeping Bee, and tiny paintings. That's a good plan. Doot, doot, doot. Okay, I think that's it. I hope whatever is coming in the Ace of Pence energy for you is good. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.